Whoa. I almost feel like I should look at this three-way split. Ooh, this is interesting. Let's just open up to this, okay? It's already getting real Aquarian around here. Happy birthday to all of the Aquariuses. I am here to do your Solar Return Quest read, and certainly there can be a little something the collective can learn through what comes through here, since we do have a very significant transit going down in your sign. Pluto in Aquarius. It is the dawning of a whole new age, and you are leading the charge. So we are all tapping into this Aquarian energy, but this is done to celebrate you and give you a view through a bit of a quest lens. What kind of adventure is in store for you? And right now I see that you are taking a stand. Okay, I want to show you how it came out on the split, right? We have a uterus with feet here. So you have really started to switch things up. You took some stand recently. You're no one's pawn. You want a little bit more magic, more mojo in your life, something to fill your cup, something to get your creative juices flowing. And I do feel like you're harnessing some power here. And this power is switching things up for you. It's giving you some kind of elevation. It's also activating a new vision. But I feel like you are at this crossroads point right now, Aquarius, and there is a decision you need to make. And this decision, it's really a tough one to call, I feel, because you feel very strongly in both directions. And one of these paths is about really honoring tradition and the way things have always been. And some of these things are just core, man. They're fundamental to who you are. They are the bedrock of your being. You can't compromise on certain things. And then I also see this other side of you that understands that sometimes, even within those very foundational things, there can be cracks in the foundation. And there's a need to get a different view, to really acclimate to the advance of time and the way things have changed. And so considering a little revision, reprising, renovation, restructuring, reorienting, reinventing, realigning, reviving, rejuvenating, rejoicing. Okay, yeah, rejoicing, maybe in a little revelry of reclaiming some creative power. Not being anyone's fool, not playing the pawn. I'm not along for your ride. It's my ball and I don't want to play. I'm from the class of 69, and any kind of arrangements I get into need to be mutually gratifying, not just me in service to you. I'm not down on my knees anymore. I like this energy, but what's in the middle here? You know, what's in the middle? I also see, you know, what I really see here too is masculine, feminine polarity. Look at that. I mean, the double caveman with the uterus with feet. This can also be the masculine trying to control too much what they feel. That's just not what a man does, you know? It is that kind of energy. I feel this too, like the real, like, old school masculine, you know, clashing against new school ideals, new school visions. There's a way to still have that grit, man. Someone likes the holy grail. They do like the grit, grime, and the oil. There's value in it, they see. And I mean, I'm not going to poo-poo on that at all, I have to say, because I do think there is value in some stoic, traditional values. Yes, absolutely. But there's also times when it can be really outdated and things need to shift and change. And this could be a masculine that's really struggling to see how he's actually being liberated and coming into his feels, you know? Feeling something. It could come in a more kind of like acceptable way at first. I could see this like coming in creatively, and this is something that like cracks this person open, and as they tap into their creative energy, whatever they're working on here, it also brings them to some really deep places, and they start to tap into their emotions. And then it's like a cathartic process, it feels like here. Okay. But there's like the balancing of these polarities and these extremes. Perhaps there's a situation you've been in where masculine and feminine really have been at odds with each other, in extremes with each other. This can be with a lover. This can be within family dynamic, mother, father, you know, and the extremes here, and how that sort of set the tone for gender roles, like how I have to show up, or what it means to be a man, what it means to be a woman, you know. Somebody's trying to assert their power here, also assert their power over their own creativity and how they choose to express that. And when we look at creativity, it's not just making art, it's the choices you made. It's how you choose to live your life on your terms and what feels right to you. And when we're really living life at the highest octave that really brings us into harmony with that creative force, we're living from a place where there's no borders, you know. We're living from a place of spontaneous expression. We're living from a place of being in our truth. And there's somebody who feels very strong about freedom, you know, freedom of choice here. And operating from that place where you're no longer just sort of going through the motions in life, but moving in partnership with life. So I do feel like there's something here that's inspiring you. It's inspiring you. And at the same time, there's this bumping up against stuck places, fixed places, places that maybe are feeling burdened by the man. You know, you do have that rebellion energy, that rising up energy, the phoenix rising signature really activated in you. So let's see what this middle way through is, because these are two polarities. I'm seeing two polarities, both very stubborn, both wanting control. Feminine, wanting to restrain the masculine, control the masculine, rope them in, you know, and then masculine just being very intractable, indecisive, holding the line, not making a decision, which is making a decision. It's also a tactic. I see that here, both sides, you know, operating from a place of, I got a tactic here. You know, there's something I'm aiming to achieve, and I'm trying to do it through harnessing, controlling the creative force. I got blockage around this. If you're bumping up against blockage, this is what it's in relation to. Somebody is using control by not taking action, okay, by being indecisive. It's the way they're exercising control in this situation. And somebody is gaining control by, I could even see this as working with restraining their carnal urges. Some would say using sex as a weapon. It could be, okay, this could be a little bit of the battle of the sexes kind of energy here too. And I also see it as trying to control one's actions as well, because what you feel is really intense. And wanting to have firm footing before expressing something emotionally or sharing something creatively. Not making a decision yet. It's like understanding that there's a lot of intensity in this moment and how the energy is applied, and really balancing that out between the urge to kind of experience something very different and outside the box, and the real sense of bedrock of really being rooted in more kind of a traditional values or upbringing values, you know, something that's been in place for a long time. I feel like generationally too. This could be something passed down generationally. Right? It's also old times clashing against new times, and this is the energy you're hosting, Aquarius. So as this next trip around the sun rolls out, what you're really going to experience is that sort of like back to the future sort of vibe. You are the future, right? You're like here from outer space. Forget about just the future, even beyond that, in other dimensions. You've been out there wandering off into the alfalfa. You're teeming with creative energy. You see things differently. There's stuff you've already seeded out in the quantum field. It's multiplying by the nanosecond. And all of it's been really held in because you're held in place in a certain spot that doesn't really allow the avenue for the manifestation to come through. That's what I feel. There's like something that needs to open up here. And for some of you, it may be your emotions. It's really time to let your emotions come through. It's like release it already, because that is the waterway. It's the thing that's going to carry you forward. Now, I'm really curious. What is here? What is here? Ooh, yes, the flying man, learning to fly. That Pink Floyd song coming through, learning to fly. Tongue-tied and twisted. Yeah, some experiences are beyond words. Sometimes there aren't any words. Sometimes it's something completely experiential. And I feel like that's what 2026 is for you. It's like this leap into the void, but you're learning to fly. There was a download that came in around that too. Learning to fly. Learning to fly reprised. Ooh, there might be a direct link to that download. Let me make a note of this. I don't want to lose it. Look at this pen I'm working with. It's all jankified, man. I was writing with it and it just exploded. The pen exploded. I kid you not. Like the spring came out. The whole, this is what I was left with. So we work with what we got, okay? There might be like some kind of message there coming in for you. Learning to fly reprised. I feel like this is your theme. I'll make sure to pin in the comments a link to that song as well as the lyrics, because I feel like that has a message for you, but I'll also attach the card for the download. I know I did a download in relation to that. Learning to fly, this is you. Taking a leap. Taking a leap, and it's coming in with the masculine. It's the flying man, so I know the avenue is about to open up for you to take a leap. And you're learning to fly. You know, it's got the energy of the enthusiasm of the fool. Right on the precipice of this, I feel. You're not going to be in your stubborn spot for long. I think you're taking control. You're harnessing your energy. You're saying, I don't want to stay grounded. I want to learn how, I don't want to stay grounded, man. I want to rise above. I want to learn how to fly. And look what comes right behind that. The saxophone fetus. Judgment. A whole new sound is coming through you because you've been lit up. You're the feral nerd. And you're going to face your fears if you have to, but you're ready to go down some rabbit holes. You're ready to go a little deeper. You're ready to go on the hunt. You're ready to go through that metamorphosis, that transformation. You want to be entered into the ocean. You want to be crashed upon the rocks and cracked open. You want to emerge as the great bard Taliesin. You want to be on that weird wizard shit time. Yes, you do. And you're ready to open up this road, king shit. You are. You're ready to take the BS by the horns. You're ready to shed some old beliefs. You got a new vision moving forward here. You're giving the finger to anything that wastes your time. You realize time is your highest commodity and what you really value the most at this point. That's what has you seeing a new way forward here. This is the birth of something creative. But first, there's something you do need to let go. You've been telling yourself it's nothing for too long, and it's actually something that's preventing you from peering into the mystery. And it is a door that you need to step through. It is a fire test of transformation. Gets you moving forward in a brand new way. See, a little bit of the old can come forward with the new. But first you have to slip the greased priest here and instead embrace more of the arcane knowledge that activates the magic in you, that excites you. This is you wanting to peer into the mystery. You want to challenge tradition here. This is you entering into this real, like, I call it sacred rebellion. It's got like a sacred clown energy. It's when really playing the fool is thumbing your nose at any of the shoulds and allowing yourself to enter into this creative flow where you can become anything. Some of you feel like you're going through what others would call an identity crisis, but you know it's identity catharsis. There's something really potent that you are seeding here. And I see where there was this sort of like disparate quality between the masculine and the feminine. Oh, it's getting on now. Something is turning on the masculine. It makes the feminine receptive. It's like the feelings, the emotions, the devotion, the desire, the carnal desire is getting on board with what feels wise, because this activation is needed. This is like a portal of transformation. It's coming about because the decision maker here cut off some source of complication. Also, there is this quality here about mutual kind of turn on points. It's like, I see it as like the left hemisphere and right hemisphere of the brain they're getting it on, they're getting on board. There's like this fusion that's happening here, but I think it's certainly playing out within dynamics of relationships. And this is an alchemical balancing point where what was the source of the thorns and something that was very painful, maybe really painful experiences. Yeah, this is energy that clung to you for a long time. The Frotus, the programming, the emotional programming that just stayed on you, stayed in your auric field like sludge from, you know, difficult experiences you had, that because you didn't have the right foundation, you didn't know how to process them, because the ones who came before you didn't know how to move through those kind of emotional experiences. And yet the psychic imprint was there. You weren't just healing your stuff in relation to that, but stuff that went back, you know, previous generations. Stuff your father held, stuff your grandfather held, and his father, and on back. You know, same with the feminine here. And a lot of it has to do with the way things have always been. This is just the way the world is. This is just how it's done. This is your role, you know, and follow it dutifully. And there's something that's been questioned here. It's being thrown off. It's like, no, I'm embracing a different way. I'm giving a finger to old ideals. My thoughts have changed. Why? Because the chaos is taking over, the creative force. Everything's come undone. And it's evident. You know, this is the Aquarian energy, so it's really big right now. You're holding heavy energy here, but it's also light at the same time. It is a contradiction. This is the energy, because it's like you're holding the weight of the dawn, Aquarius, and it's happening in your personal life. So it's so cathartic for you. It's such a catalyst for you. And you're breaking free of everything that's held you back from your most authentic expression here. It's really beautiful. You are a sacred rebel. You are a sacred clown. You are the sacred fool. This is you. And you're opening that road for everybody here. So yes, heavy is the head, but if you're going to be the one wearing the crown, you're going to do it your way. Nobody's going to put you in a box. They're not going to tell you how to bring it in. In fact, you're really going to be an example of the beauty in the folly, the willingness to just be daring, to like go out on a limb and just explore, because that's the only way you learn anything, through questing, through the adventure itself. So you're really kicking off a collective quest here. It's cool. You're activating a whole new vision, going through that transformation. There's already skins that have been shed in relation to your time journeying with Pluto here, but you're ready to get to the other side of that, where it's like, okay, now what do I do with that self-knowledge I have? Something creative, something transformational. Let's create something here where there's a piece for everyone. Everyone gets a piece of this pie. We've been divided for too long between the head and the heart. Look at that, the dualism coming out in your reading. I love it. Talking about the active, the receptive, the masculine, the feminine. There's another way through, and this is the way that's opening up for you in 2026. And you're shedding old ideals, things that never sat right in your soul. And you're finding peace with that. and freedom from that. And there may be a little bit of like old school learning from new school. You know, there might be something that's happening here. It's 20 on the clock, judgment. It's actually really beautiful, you know. Somebody very old school is like, I don't know, you may be on to something here. I mean, I've been kind of, oh yeah, isn't that beautiful? Wow. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Galaxy Dad is like, you know what? You've given me a view of the future. I see what could happen. I don't want to hang up here anymore. I don't want to be a martyr. I don't want to wait for the call. I am the answer to the call. I'm the one who issues the call. What am I doing? What am I waiting for here? This creative energy, it's starting to fester. It's like growing in a petri dish here. You know, it's like it's becoming something that eventually, once I take action on it, I'll recognize it was the cure to what ailed me all along. Time is ticking. Certainly, it's getting close to that 11th hour. I mean, it is the 11th hour. There's a little time here, I see. A little time here, I see. And depending on how you look at it, there's something about time, you know, how is the time being used? There's a secret to this, okay? There's a birthing portal, a creative secret in relation to this. Yes, absolutely. Okay? A way that the old can be reinvented here. It's psychedelic. It's going down in just mundane reality, but it's psychedelic. And even though you're leading this charge, you're like, I don't have any effing clue, but I know I got to lead this charge, so at least I'm going to exercise some confidence here. Yeah, I'm gonna exercise some confidence here. I'm gonna be all in. I'm gonna get those wet pants. I'm gonna get excited about taking the leap and what it can bring me, because there's no way we can waste the dawn with the peen weasel here, okay? We just can't. We got to light that fire. We got to be the torchbearer. So yes, I do see you activating the potential of the magician here. Look at all that came out from that split. Even the way this presented itself, Aquarius, is very telling. 22 on the clock. Oof. Double fours, 8, manifestation point. You're about to lay the foundation this year of the manifestation of a vision that you've held for a long time. You didn't have any effing clue about how you were going to make this happen. You maybe didn't even have any idea if it was possible. But all you knew is, I gotta see what I can do. And whatever this is, it's something you felt like protecting very strongly here. It's something totally aligned with your truth. And there's also this sense that you do feel crowned by this, like this is under your charge. Now I got Ted wanting to come on in, so hold on a minute. Let me let him in here. Come on through, Ted. Come on. Come on in. Yeah, you're like, open the door. I'm ready. I want to come on through, okay? So you're ready to come on through. You don't want to be held back any longer. I feel like that has everything to do with a door of perception that's opened up in your consciousness. It's allowed you to see what's possible for you. It's given you a clearer view. You want in. I feel like somebody's going to let you in. I feel like Spirit's letting you in. I think you're letting yourself in, you know? You're letting yourself in by being all in. That's part of it. Like, you can't really have those doors open for you until you're all in. And maybe that's the clue. Maybe that's the piece that has been missing. It's like you've kind of, yeah, the double caveman. I can see that. You've been straddling the line. It's time to take it to hedge riding, man. So you can have a foot in both worlds, and then you can bridge that gap and merge those timelines, you know, to get on the timeline you want to be on. It's not this or that. It's somewhere in between, you know, somewhere in between. But because you haven't been all in, you know what I mean? Because you haven't been all in, the door's been closed. And so there's something about that. You're about to be all in. Let me do a cut of the deck, see what we got coming through for you. And then I want to pull some other cards for you. You're bagging up the meaningless garbage. You're sparing yourself from what wasted time. You're really starting to understand what has value to you. A lot of you are kind of in this energy too of wanting to champion the underdog. You know, really wanting to do some good in the world by any means necessary. And I like that. That's like really switching up the energy, right? Because there's some people like they'll do anything to try to get over on somebody. They'll do anything to build something off the back of another, to take advantage, to misuse their power. But you're like coming through in this very altruistic way. Like, what can I do, man? What can I do? Really wanting to make a difference, wanting to realign with what matters by any means necessary. So there's something you're bundling up here. There is something that you're getting rid of, but there's a sacredness to it. And there was meaning behind the meaningless garbage, and that's the irony. Because you learned about what really mattered to you along the way. So even with the meaningless garbage, there's something about recognizing a gift that came through there. There's some gift that came through. Ooh, okay. Maybe that's a bit of this moment of creativity when you stare into the mystery and it bursts of potential. There's something you can pull out of that meaningless garbage, and that's what bursts the new. Something rises up out of what came to an end. This is the rebirth cycle, renewal cycle. So I like this energy for you. It's good. Very good. I think you're feeling turned on by life in 2026. I want to see what elemental you're really working with this year. And we're going to look at the infinite tarot for that. Looks like you got infinite possibilities. And I should certainly hope so with you leading the charge. Let's see what we got here on the split. Well, King of Water here. Yeah, we see this. You know, there's been like holding the emotions in. There's been this like kind of blockage, trying to control the emotions. So I feel like a mask is about to slip here. This has to do with really allowing the water to flow. This is what's really going to allow you to have what it takes, have the metal to really protect your vision moving forward. You need to let the mask fall here. Yep, look at that, King of Fire. And then it opens that yellow brick road that leads you to the top of Star Mountain. And I do think you see this path open up for you with the Leo full moon coming up on the 1st, but I definitely think that ring of fire on the 17th, Aquarius, going down in your sign, that's when you're really going to break on through the other side and something new spirals in out of what came to a close. So you're getting to the top of Star Mountain. I like this energy. A lot of transformation here. Right now you're working with the energy of the South. You can prepare the way by offering up energy to the North. And when we talk about offering up energy to the North, this is about gratitude. Gratitude for the blessings. The best way to offer up gratitude is gratitude for the blessings and the bangs, man. It's a spicy medicine, but it serves you well. There's something to understand about the value of the struggle, of being tested, of going through challenges. And it's going to serve you well for the adventure up ahead. I feel that. Because with that yellow brick road opening, it's like, you got to have your heart, man. You got to have your courage. You got to have your brains. Otherwise, how are you going to figure out where you belong? How are you going to find your way home? How are you going to know what portal of transformation to enter when you get to the top of Star Mountain? Right? There's also a lot coming on board with your energy body. A lot going on in your root chakra, Muladhara, Your solar plexus chakra is really wanting to, release the power that's been pent up there. But first, the root needs to get grounded. And that energy, it really needs to rise up into the heart space, the throat center. Because there's a vision you need to ground here. But it does require you showing up as the authentic you. What got left behind? Oh, the foundation. The gift of earth, the foundation, you see. You're laying down a new foundation for your entire life here. But also, you're leading by example. I know you didn't ask to be put in this position, but you are. You're leading by example. You're showing people how it's done. I do have this energy for some of you that you're really interested in permaculture. You're really interested in true foundations, like how do you build a new future of sustainability. This is something that really interests you. You may be looking at permaculture, different kinds of housing structures, solar energy, community gardens. Interesting. Neighborhood economies I'm hearing, like looking at possibilities for the future in a different way. As some of you really are leading this charge in a big way. You're starting on a community level. You're building from there. You've seen it. You've seen it all in your mind's eye. It's a gift that's been charged to you, but it does come with its challenges. It does come with a lot of resistance too, certainly, from all that traditional energy and red tape and everything you have to bump up against with the man and that Hierophant energy, that bureaucracy stuff, the red tape, all of that. But you are here to gift the earth with this new foundation. So some of you are looking at, creating more like collective communities and really working with things like this, of this nature, working the land, getting back to the old ways. I also feel like this is stuff that's really being brought in with the age of Aquarius. Yeah, it's all about this vision for moving things forward in the future. And I do think there's something that's come through here for you. You do have an inspiration with prayer. And it is coming in with this like blessing energy of a vision. So I think you're going to be shown the way to make like this deep heart's prayer become true. It's like something that is like a gift that you've really been nurturing through your imagination and your visions. And it's that thing that it's like, if there were no limitation, this is what I would do. This is what I would want to do in the world. And you're being given the answer. Like there's help coming in. There's people coming in. There may even be, for those of you who feel really connected to, guides you work with, there's new guides coming in that are going to really be showing you how to make this possible, to take something that's a gift of the sky from you learning to fly and rooting it here down on terra firma in earth and actually laying the foundation for this year. This is something that you've dreamed of for a long time. You've considered this for a long time. You didn't know how it would be possible. You've been praying on this. You've been wishing on this. You've been hoping for this. You've been dreaming of this. You keep trying to figure it out. The answer comes. There may have been something that you just didn't know. How could I root it into being? How could I really ground it into being? And for some of you, it may have something to do with home. Wanting to bring certain people together. Like I could see this, like almost like a kind of like a commune kind of situation, wanting to get property, wanting to be able to have, the people you love most, like all living on the same property, taking care of each other, supporting each other, working the land together, like getting into homesteading. I got, this kind of energy. And I do think there's going to be a lot more of this in the future. But I feel like you're feeling really tapped into this and you're like, yes, I would love to have whatever I need available to me, the resources, whatever I need to get this going. I'm ready. I'm on board. I think there's something coming through for you. Something you lay down foundationally here. It's really beautiful. So this is as above, so below energy. You're taking something that once came down from the ether. Some may say you were a little bit crazy to be such a dreamer. The dream is becoming reality. The foundation of it is being laid this year. I feel like it's the start. There's more to expand on here. But this looks really good. I like this energy for you. So you're seeing an answered prayer manifest in your reality. And this is something that's been a vision of yours, something you've been holding to, praying on for a long time. This is beautiful. It's getting rooted here. You're going to see it. You saw it. Now it's going to be evident. It's manifest. This is a moment of manifestation. So if you put some magic in motion, it's definitely paying off. You're going to see your vision unfold before your very eyes. This is really beautiful. May have something to do with home. Yeah, absolutely. Sky family, 7 skies sharing. Yeah, it's a vision that came down for you that aligned you with your sense of purpose in your north node. And it's like you're totally fixated on that. And you know it's not something that you're meant to hold to yourself. It's something that you're meant to share with others. It transforms things for others too. And this is you holding this energy. But man, it is happening in such a real way in your personal life. I feel like it's affecting something in relation to your home, or something you wanted to root for your home, something that you could really count on, and bringing something together on a communal level here that's been really calling to you. And you didn't know how to do it, or there's been something that's been missing here. And this is, the foundation's being laid this year. That's what I see. Some of you could be building a home, you know, building a home. But all of these sort of kind of energies are coming into this, playing with this. Whatever this is, it's your vehicle forward, okay? So the Chariot is arriving on the scene. You are finding your place of belonging here. This is a blessing of Jupiter and Cancer as well, okay? So beautiful. Let me do a cut of the deck here, see what we got, and then we'll do a round of the Gilded Tarot. Yeah, ooh, there's a test coming here. You're going to be tested here very soon with that Leo full moon. Do you have the strength to hold this medicine? There's something here that could trick you up here. The trickster could trick you up and trip you up here. But when we're looking at coyote medicine, this is always the way we kind of like trick ourselves. It is that sacred clown energy. It's tripping ourselves up specifically because it realigns us. We have to journey off into the shadow before we recognize its value. People negate that. You know, people negate that all the time. They focus on the light. No, there's so much fertility in the shadow that sometimes we have to trick ourselves to go down a garden path. Specifically because of the power that's gained there, the insight, the wisdom, seeing into that mystery and recognizing that it can be fuel for our fire. That darkness, that unknown space where there's nothingness, that is the point of creativity. It's what calls in the light. And when we're calling in the light, we're calling in the active force, what will make things manifest. And there's some final test here. It's a way that you can trick yourself out of your highest vision. Because see, there's this medicine you're supposed to hold. There's strengths, there's empowerments you're gaining here. There's magics, there's manifestations that are on offer here for you. And you hold them. You hold them. And there's something here where, you know, you're being presented a way through, and it absolutely takes you what you've been shooting for the moon, something that feels like really lofty, and it puts you in direct alignment with it, man. You go all the way to the North Node. You learn to fly, and you just head straight on up there, man, faster than you think. But there's something coming in as a challenger here, and it could be that indecision, right? Just sort of tarrying a little bit too long. Maybe dealing with somebody named Terry has you tarrying a bit too long. Don't let Terry get you tarried up too long, or you'll miss your juncture here. It's important. Yes, okay? Yeah, there's some alignment coming in there. Sun moon synergy with your new moon energy that comes in there. There's a point of creation there. It's when this seed of creation becomes the activation of the vision and the reality. You can't miss this alignment. So you got to really expose the areas within you that trick you up. You got to be able to call it out. I think you're going to do just fine with this, though, because we see that you're going to lay down a foundation here. This is cool energy you got going on, Aquarius. I like it. Let's see what else comes in. It was 40:22 on the clock. You're definitely in your power. And you're coming into alignment with somebody else who is sharing power with you. You might be building something with another. You got all kinds of fantastical ideas. You really want to root it on earth. Some may say they're castles in the sky, but you know you're going to make it a reality. And you absolutely will. There's something you will reveal to others. I feel like you're going to reveal this in the summertime. It really shows how much transformation you've been through. And you do really recognize that this was worth really investing in. Even though there may have been some challenges, I do see you moving forward in a big way and revealing this, whatever you got cooking here. I like it. You're being led forward by your heart. It's a really beautiful energy there, Aquarius. So I love it. Making a little bit of the impossible possible through daring to dream, answering the call, leading the charge. You got enough fuel for your fire that your heart's totally in with this. Beautiful energy. Thank you for leading this charge because I like your energy. So it feels really good. Yeah, keep going, Aquarius. That's the ticket, man. I want that ticket. Let's go for that ride. Good energy, man. I love it, okay? So yeah, you're doing a lot of dreaming, a lot of daydreaming too. You got a lot of ideas right now. Write them down, man. Write them down. You don't have to, elaborate on them, but just write them down. They'll resurface, at the right time when they're meant to be activated. That's what I'm getting here. You get a lot of ideas. You get so many ideas. It's like you got tabs open, all tabs open at all times. So it's important that you write them down because each of those things are puzzle pieces of a bigger picture that's going to play out over time. But if you write it down, even if it's just a word to jog your memory, man, you'll be amazed at how you come across those messages you left to yourself at just the right time. It's got a little bit of that Galaxy Dad energy to it. A little bit of Galaxy Dad action going on there. Okay, tell me what else is coming in here for Aquarius on their quest ahead. Oof. Yeah, you're just charging forward valiantly here. Full of vim and vigor, and definitely know where you're going. Your fire is lit, so I like this. Transformation energy. Everything gets lit up for you with that ring of fire, man. That is your transformation point for sure. And you are leading the charge. You definitely know where you're going, what you want to do. And you already have, momentum on your side because there is like some gift coming in here, a gift from the sky that you are getting the foundation for. You're actually able to root it on earth. It's seen, it's evident, it's like powerful, very powerful. As long as you just pass this test, man, with this trickster, a little of that coyote medicine. You got to activate the coyote in you, the wise one in you that can pluck a diamond from the void, that knows how to work with the creative, chaotic energy and funnel it, not get caught up in the frenetic intensity of it, but understand the power in the stillness in the center of it. Focus. The focus is really important at this time because you're on the verge of a major victory here. You're leading this charge. You're moving others into expansion undiscovered frontiers. It's got this kind of like homesteading, like frontier energy, like really exploring, adventuring, being at the beginning of a grand adventure that's going to lead to some real victory here. It's like it's already been foretold. It's already in the book of life that Aquarius was going to achieve this. That Aquarius, if anybody, it's Aquarius that has the strength to tame this beast and restore harmony and beauty to the kingdom once again. I like it. It's really cool. And yeah, man, there's a lot coming at you. There's been a lot coming at you. But you believe in this. And that's the thing. That's why you've been given the charge, because you have what it takes. You have what it takes to fend off the marauders. And you can take a licking and keep on ticking. You're the one who holds the vision. That's why the power's been entrusted in you, because you would ride it out. That's why your victory is already assured. You already got the strategy. You know what time it is. You know exactly what you need to do. And maybe you've just been biding a little time, resting up, because you know that you're going to take up this cup. You know that you are going to invest in this dream. You are going to root it on earth. Mark my words, I hear. Mark my words. You're making the impossible possible. You just needed a moment. You needed a moment to reflect on past victories and their subsequent losses, because such is the way of life, you know. It's polarity, comedy and tragedy, and yet both have immense value, richness. There's wealth in both experiences. And you understand that. And another who joins you too understands this as well. Once you have completed this process, you'll toast each other. I see there's something you're celebrating here, some kind of victory. Some kind of victory. Looks good to me. Let's do a cut of the deck. I mean, this sounds pretty complete. I mean, you're moving hard forward here, and you're seeing the result. You're rooting this in material reality. It really starts in spring, man, with your new moon. It starts. The Empress stirs early. The creative energy is burgeoning. It wants to come forward early. And I love it. Really cool energy. Well, since the Empress came in, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and cap this off with a little goddess guidance here. I feel called to that for you. We had a lot of the masculine energy come through. Let's get some information from the goddess energy here. Yes, Sekhmet, be strong, okay? There may be something when you really need to stay in your inner sovereignty with that Leo full moon coming in. Be strong, okay? And where you feel like it's a tall order, you know what you want to bring into being, but you feel like, man, do I have what it takes? You absolutely do. You're stronger than you think. And it's your strength that's going to pull it off. That's the reason why the vision's been charged to you. You got to believe in yourself. But we always have to face that, you know, on any proper quest. It is the hero's journey, you know. And we go through this in our lives over and over and over again, and we get to choose the role that we're going to play. And I think this is the year that you're choosing to rise in a very strong way, very powerful way. I like this for you. So yes, what should Aquarius sort of nurture here, be receptive to here? What is the creative energy that Aquarius is working with here? Bring through a little of this to kind of like, you know, balance out Galaxy Dad with a little Chaos Mom here. Let's get something, something brand new born on the scene. Let's see what comes in here. Ooh, I love this. Okay, so yeah, you're going straight to the source with Yemanja, and this is the energy of the ocean. the cauldron of creation and purification. It's also the source. It's also where you get washed up to shore and you begin a brand new journey. But first you have to be cracked open, you know? And sometimes that's what it takes when we go to the depths of love. I mean, really, that's what Aquarius is all about when we got Pluto transiting through your sign. It's really about opening up to the expansion of love and its ability to transform, its ability to overcome that which would try to repress it and keep it stagnant and keep it from being able to move into greater opening by being hemmed in through fear. So often we have to like experience things that are rough, and we could be broken by them, but instead we learn how to be broken open by the experiences. And that's always the case with our hearts. And if you really think about that, hearts don't break, they're broken open. What happens when the heart breaks is you're feeling the intensity, the vulnerability, which is its power, to really be in the full recognition of that. Sometimes it comes through experiences that hurt us. But this is you arriving at a place of transformation from things that broke you open. They're now what are providing that yellow brick road for you. They are the golden opportunity that's coming through for you. You're entering into this renewal cycle. And there's important doors that are opening up for you right now. And you're about to walk through them. And I think you're going to find your way quite merry, actually. I think there's something you're really going to be celebrating here as you move forward. And as you see these opportunities that are available to you, there's some kind of judgment in your favor with Ma'at here. Libra energy coming through here. Also, you hosting that Ring of Fire mirrors back to the Ring of Fire that occurred in Libra on October 2nd, 2024. So there could be something that's being balanced out from that time. There's like a completion of a cycle and an understanding why it rolled out the way it did. Whatever that situation is, just know that it's going to be handled in a fair and just manner. Okay, there's some kind of peace resolution coming through here, a balancing of karma, a balancing of the scales. Woof. And this has been a long time coming. This could connect to a past life. It's definitely like a south node matter. And there may be a lot of activation around memories in relation to this situation. Whew. And it's creating some kind of transformation. Wow, on the other side of purification. It's like the rebirth of Venusian energy on the other side of going into that cauldron of transformation. And then this divine passion is awakened for you. And that passion merges with the waters and it becomes the alchemical point that provides a road forward for you. I'm also seeing the volcanoes. And this is interesting because, of course, it says Pele here, right? So naturally, it invokes the spirit of the Hawaiian Islands for me. And there may be a connecting point there for you. But it's also just making me think of anywhere where there's this kind of, it could be like the Ring of Fire. There might be a lot developing with the Ring of Fire too this year, coming through as a more kind of like macrocosmic energy, and there's something of significance in relation to this. But this is about you really acknowledging what your true desires are through really having your heart fire ignited. And this allows you to understand what needs to be cleansed away so that you can have the way forward open up for you. You're not going to hold this in anymore. I think you've been holding it in for a long time, but you're finally getting to the other side. And you are finding your place of belonging here with Vesta. Clue into your Vesta placement in your chart. It can show you a lot about where this point of blessing and belonging is for you this year. Work with your Vesta energy. Okay, I'm picking that up. Let me do a cut of the deck, see what we got here. Again, finishes the way it started. It finishes strong. Start strong, finish strong. That's 2026 for you, Aquarius. Your transformation, it's already underway. The creative energy is teeming. Spring is a very transformational time for you. You're really going to see something at that point have a butterfly effect. And I think it's in relation to October 2024. And the reason why I say that is this is like Kachina medicine. And so Kachina medicine tends to come forward very strongly in the spring, but also in the fall. And that makes me think of the Ring of Fire that ties back to October 2nd, 2024. So there's something that's gone through a complete cycle of transformation here. It gets wings. It's the butterfly effect. It has like a sort of echo effect, but it also has like a sonar effect as well. You know, there's reach with this. It's like a signal. It's like a ripple of energy that carries you, yes, back to a certain time, but also forward as well. It's like this back to the future energy. And you're going to experience enormous change in 2026. Your entire life is going to be transformed. It's going to bring you so many great blessings. So yeah, nurture the north. Be grateful for blessings that are already here. They're just not physically evident yet, but it's already written. It's already written. It's already in the book of life. It's already coming on through this transformation. There might also be something about visiting the Red Rocks, needing to connect with a particular piece of land. If you have native roots, indigenous roots, you may be connecting with a piece of land. I am picking up Aboriginal energy around that. Australia. I'm of course picking up all of, you know, the canyon area, the Arizona, you know, Colorado, you know, all the red rock areas in the States. You know, there's something about connecting with a piece of land too. Might really awaken past life memory, bring something through that activates a vision for you too. That's a special message for someone. That feels complete to me, I have to tell you. Very beautiful vision cracking open for you. Let's get you some numbers of significance. Also maybe some astrological signs of significance who might be playing an important role as star mates for you as you build this future, as you build this vision. I'll get some more details for you for Aquarius in this next trip around the sun. We got strong communication coming in for you. Wow, and the way it's coming in, it's like you're drawing it down right now. This vision is coming in through communication, a gift from the sky. And it all lands right here. And this is your GPS, man. This is going to be the gateway portal coordinates coming in here, and you really are leading the charge. Wow. And it brings gifts. It's weird. It brings gifts, a gabo. It's all coming in with this energy of Gemini. So strong Gemini energy here. But do you see? As above, so below. You know, it's still kind of more of a like, you know, a little it still needs to be rooted a little bit. But that's why the communication is being facilitated here. There's something really important happening with this January, February, March. I feel March is when it gets rooted. March is when it gets rooted. Absolutely. Something is very sequential too. The way you're moving forward is very sequential. And it's sort of like requires you to go through a point of transformation first. You're working with the energy of the South right now. You're very much like just clearing out stuff in the South Node, yes. But specifically, I'm picking it up, like in relation to the medicine wheel. you're working with transformation energy. You're also working with a bit of like tree energy too. Really being able to not lose your strength, your essential nature, your roots as you're moving into expansion, but also being able to move, bend with the changes, not resist them, and sort of navigate a new way through. It's almost like got the vibes of like judo with any kind of misuses of power coming at you. It's like you're not pushing against it. You're not resisting. You're using your lack of resistance and your openness and your vulnerability and all of these things that other people may view as disadvantages that are actually strengths to your advantage. That's what I really feel here. I feel like by June, you really see this is anchored. That may be when you're doing your big reveal, okay? You may be revealing it to a very special someone or somebody of significance, might be taking an action, at that time, a really big, bold action. There could be Aries connected to this, Gemini, very strong. Virgo energy is here. Taurus. Libra. Sagittarius. Wheel of Fortune energy, okay? And I feel like it works both ways. Like something is going through a transformation related to some past karmic cycle. And this is setting a new Wheel of Fortune. Maybe, interesting, a new Wheel of Fortune in motion, maybe for a particular star family group. You know, a star mate group, right? But there was something about the individual journey too, because I'm also picking up this energy of like magician, high priestess energy coming in here. So again, Gemini, all the water sign energies. This is probably building off of the grand water trine that came in, that was initiated with the grand air trine. So the vision that's kind of getting this movement toward the next stage of development. I feel like the initial inspiration for this might have come in October of 2025. Okay. Got Empress energy here doubled. Okay. So this really is like the growth, the fecundity, the renewal cycle. This is something that's breaking ground as well. It's rising up out of what was done, moving through that period of being in the shadowy realms, you know, doing the integrative work, the deep dive of the high priestess or that like Persephone archetype, right? And yes, we do have Imbolc coming in on the 1st with that full moon. And so that's also the energy of the fire of inspiration being lit. It's the creative energy returning. It's when the crone hands over the energy to a brand new cycle of creativity to be born. And something stirs, awakens, everything grows. Everything grows, everything comes to fruition. There's a choice involved in this, though. There certainly is a choice. And really the choice is, do I act out of my self-knowledge? Or I like to see it more, it's kind of coming through as, do I let myself make up my own mind through my experience? Or do I follow the program? I don't think it's complicated for you. I mean, it's pretty clear. There's only one directive you're listening to. I really feel that. And that's your chariot forward. It's your chariot forward. And you're really trusting your own wisdom in relation to this. So it is a bit of that Merlin frequency activated. It is the wizard. It is the one who heads out on the road alone. It is the wise old crone and what they've learned in their journey, but the aspect that then flows into the initiation of the energy, the maiden energy. the lad energy, the spark of Alwyn, the inspiration that will grow and be nurtured, and move into the mother-father energy where things can quicken and actually new avenues can be born for the creative energy to come through. It's very good energy. I like it a lot. And it's the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so something really is transformed here. I like that. Let's get some signposts and synchronicities for you, Aquarius. Signposts and synchronicities for Aquarius. Okay. I got ahoy! Ahoy, mate! Land ahoy! All right. So there's something about that, right? Somebody might be setting sail. You've always dreamed of being the captain. I'm the captain now. Okay. So this is a high seas adventure maybe that's coming in here. Isn't that funny? I don't even have, I have A-O-Y. I don't have the H, but still I heard ahoy, you know, came through really strongly. So we're going through it. I got yeah. In relation to that, somebody's like, yeah, that's right. High seas adventure here. I got the name Kim coming through for that. Kim is ready for a high seas adventure. Ready to go way out there. Ready to go far out, man. Okay, I like it. I dig it. Work with it. Work with the creative energy. Okay. Somebody may be going on a trip, man. They may be going on a trip, opening up to new experiences. It says via here. Via what? Via what? Do illuminate. Oh, via their dream. Interesting. Isn't that beautiful? Via their dream. Yeah, man. Let yourself dream. Don't dream it's over. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Not when it's just starting to get its feet, man. This thing's just about to be on the move. Don't dream it's over. All right? Shut the F up, man. Someone really needs to hear that. You're feeling too sorry for yourself. What happened to you? You need to get your vim and vigor back, you know? I almost said Mac. Return of the Mac. You need to get back into your old spirit here. Thumb your nose at fate, right? You don't have to cash it in just yet. There's still dreams to live out here. And you may be surprised. I got it's good to be queen. And we also got a king here too, okay? So there ain't nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with that. I got Viking coming through. Somebody, yeah, you're ready to set voyage, man. You're ready to set voyage. You may feel like I'm ready to go on the trip of a lifetime. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go the way. I'm ready to go the distance. Somebody could be doing like a kind of like a bit of an odyssey, like an epic journey here, like something to tell a story about. It could be like a story they're telling, you know, as if through a dream, you know, maybe it's their dream to tell this story. It could be a book you write, but there's something experiential about this. It's anecdotal. It's something that's been lived. There's something about Viking ancestry, lineage, Norse, you know, lineage here. But this Viking energy specifically coming through, this like real explorer energy, hitting the high seas, ready for an adventure, ready to go all the way. I always wanted to see it. I always wanted to see it. I got to see it in this lifetime. I got fetch energy coming through. Where you feel like exploring uncharted waters, you must go. There's empowerment to fetch there. There's magic to fetch there. There's something you bring back that lights the way for others, okay? So don't dream it's over, just as your dream's about to get feet. It's about to get its feet, you know? You might need to get your feet wet too, okay? Just take a first step. That's all it usually takes to get yourself inspired by your life again. I got Vitki here too, Vitki. So yeah, somebody could really have like a Norse roots. Vitki, it's like a Norse shaman, you know. You're really working with the land. The land is really speaking to you. You need to get wet. The high seas may be calling you. The sea, the wild abandon of the creativity, the purification, the unpredictability, the journey of the sea, and specifically as it relates to like the spirit of exploration, adventure, you know, not knowing where it's going to end up, but still needing to explore it nonetheless. I got Bay coming in relation to this. Like, man, I mean, that could be Bay Area, but there's so many, maybe, you know, yeah, maybe somebody's wanted to go all around the world. They wanted to sail all around the world. They wanted to journey in that way. They wanted to seriously take the waterway. It's something that's always called to their soul, and just kind of like, you know, go and you know, anchor in different bays, different ports, and, you know, experience life with the locals, you know. Could be the birth of that dream coming through for somebody. I don't know why this is coming through, but just because work with the waters came through. I see UTI here, okay? If you're somebody struggling with UTIs, you need more water. You need way more water. You're not getting enough water. There's also something about Dong Quai coming through as well. Could be helpful for you, but please run it by your healthcare practitioner before you go experimenting, right? There might be a need for some kind of like hormonal balancing coming through too, all right, in relation to that. I got UFO coming through here. It makes me think of that song, "You are my starship, take me home tonight, and don't be late. You are my starship." Yes, somebody is ready to like take it out of this world. Somebody's going to go somewhere they've never gone before. And if it's not a physical place, I mean, you're going places in your consciousness and within your own like sphere of creativity, your own life, like who you see yourself as, what you're creating for yourself, and people who are stepping into the future with you. You're creating something really different here, man. It's beautiful. But don't be late, man. Don't be late. I got the name Val coming in here. Valerie. Valentine. Someone's your Valentine. Could be the name Valentine. Valentino. Rudolph Valentino. That reminds me of that song about kissing Valentino. Oh, I don't remember the name of it. I'll have to look it up. 80s song coming through there, okay? Wow. Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you. Okay, somebody's got the hots for somebody. Somebody's got the hots for somebody. They're ready to become valiant, lead the charge. Maybe they're going to pull something off on Valentine's Day. All right. Let me see if there's any names coming in of significance. I got Tammy coming through. I also got Mount Tam. Okay, that's in like a Marin County area. So that area could be coming through. I got West Virginia coming in here. Somebody's name could be Virginia. I got Eileen. Come on, Eileen. There's like all these like old school song references and stuff coming through here. Okay, somebody could be like a throwback. Somebody's wanting to reconnect with somebody they haven't connected with in a long time. They're hoping they'll be receptive to it. They want to like kind of like open up communication, maybe invite them out. They're hoping this person will say yes. If they do, they'll be very excited. Something about this person's eyes. Something about this person's eyes. You can get lost in this person's eyes. Yeah, they're really wanting to get to this quick, okay? Somebody's really wanting to hurry up quick, you know? I don't know what this is. They've had their eye on this for a while. Yeah. And I just heard Last Goodbye. Jeff Buckley song. Beautiful song. Beautiful Jeff Buckley song, man. Name Jeff could be of significance coming in relation to that. Song could be significant. Coney Island could be significant. I got the name Fifi. Fifi's got yams. That's what I heard, okay? All right. Fifi's got yams. All right. All right. Somebody's ready to really F that up, man, in the best way possible, okay? Yeah. Don't be coy. Don't be coy, Fifi. I know I owe you. I'll pay the fee, whatever it takes to get back into your good graces and sacred spaces. Oh, boy. Somebody's got it bad, man. They really do. Matt could have it really bad. Mateo could have it really bad. Oh, who's hungering for a Valentine? This energy kind of coming through. Somebody is totally geeking out over another, because geeking out over someone so much that like their friends are like, ick, like you're laying it on too thick, dude. You're laying it on too thick. You're too sprung, you know? Others may say it's giving them the ick. You don't care. You don't care. You're geeking out over somebody. You guys are into the same stuff. You're into the same kind of like geek stuff. Yeah, there's something about geeking out on somebody here. It's Q. Somebody's name is Q. Quinn, maybe? Quinn is geeking out. Oi! I got it bad. I also heard, oi, I got it bad for a punk boy. Okay, Quinn. Quinn's got it bad. To be announced. I'm going to seize my objective, whatever it takes. I got my eyes on that fine lad. I'm ready to be bad. I'll be his dancing queen, ABBA, coming through. Somebody speaks in songs. That reminds me of working in the record store. Back when I worked over a decade in record stores, a few different record stores. And you know, when you work in the record store, you start to speak about everything in lyrics or song titles, you know. It's just what you do. Somebody could have worked in a record store. There could be a connection point there. I got like Empire Records vibes. You know, your old crew used to look like that cast from Empire Records, you know. Something coming through there. I got bipolar energy coming through. Somebody could have struggled with some issues. They're coming out of that. Coming out of that. Just but a scratch. Yeah, it actually might have been not really, you know, not really so much that. It might actually be more the result of like, you know, needing to be in some kind of recovery. Like maybe it was being more imbalanced because of like a drinking habit or something. Got Pennsylvania coming in around that, okay? You might not, you know, you might find that what makes you feel really imbalanced is when you drink, You know, you might be transforming something, or somebody you know that's been dealing with a lot of imbalances might be addressing something like this. Okay? Yeah, somebody who really likes to party. Marty likes to party. Marty likes to party. Marty got clean. Got Pam coming in here too. Pam makes me think of Pamela, makes me think of Jim Morrison, okay? So yeah, somebody likes to party real hard. Somebody has the life of a rock star, you know? It's making them imbalance. Maybe they used to think that, you know, they had something really off. Well, what's been throwing them off is the addiction. Maybe somebody's been doing the work. They transformed something, and that's changing their prescription. Doctor's like, whatever you've been doing, keep up with it. Somebody might be preparing to go off of medication. This might have been something that they've been in a tug of war with their physician with for some time, but there's obviously some major transformation, something that's happening here. I do feel like whoever that is working with their healthcare provider, and do work with your healthcare provider. If you're considering something like that, it's dangerous to just quit your medication stone cold, okay? So be smart about it, all right? Be smart about it. Work with your healthcare practitioner. I really need to bring that through. Somebody really needs to make sure they're doing that. Somebody may be getting their eating habits balanced out. Somebody may have noticed in going through recovery is coming through real strong. You might have had an issue with alcohol. As you resolved alcohol, you started noticing that you were eating a lot of sugar, or stuff got thrown off with your eating. Transference, it happens. It happens. You might want to look at getting like a little support for that, but it is very common for people that are getting off alcohol to really feel more drawn to sugar, okay? So one thing that really helps stabilize that is getting more protein in. More protein and real healthy fats too. Getting in like high doses of vitamin D, right? Time release, vitamin C, coenzyme Q10, getting in the good, you know, monounsaturated fats, EFAs, okay? Wanted to come through, so I'm going to bring it on through. As I said, I'm just speaking from the perspective of an Ayurvedic practitioner. Run it by your healthcare provider. I'm just giving you areas to explore, okay? They can make all the world of difference, just saying, right? Yeah. I see relief, where there was like some kind of imbalance, understanding it was some kind of addiction that was covering up maybe emotions that needed to be revisited, like emotional stuff that needed to be revisited, that may have gone back like quite a ways. But there's some kind of like integrative healing process that's happening here. And it's beautiful. It might inspire some of you to go back to school, get like a degree in psychology or something. You might be changing your major. You want to help other people. It's beautiful. Really beautiful. Okay, anything else? That's what I got. Looks good. I think we're all in good hands with you leading the charge, Aquarius, and I'm down for an adventure. So yes, let's bring on the dawn. I know you got what it takes. Godspeed.